Who gives a shit about your script? And how can we find them? Today, we'll be diving into the world of comic books and taking some incredible, actionable career lessons from the acclaimed and prolific writer, Brian Michael Bendis. Now, let's get to work, rascals. Hello fellow writers, my name is Chris Brennan and welcome to the Screenwriters Marketing Lab. We're all about helping you get your script into the hands of someone who loves your project and can help make your dream film a reality. So I've just finished the book Words with Pictures by the celebrated comic book writer Brian Michael Bendis. Throughout the course of his career, Bendis has been given the reins of some of the biggest characters in entertainment history. He's the writer of Ultimate Spider-Man, Superman, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the creator-owned Powers. In Words for Pictures, Bendis provides a thorough, sharp, and inspiring examination of what it takes to work in the comic book industry. And I think a lot of these points will resonate with screenwriters as well. So, here we go. As a writer of screenplays and marketing content, as well as a superpowered children's book, Little Lukey, I found that many of the ideas and points contained in this book held great value, as well as power and responsibility. So today, I wanted to share some of the best insights with you that might help you with your screenwriting career. However, if you dig this video, then I definitely recommend that you check out Bendis' full book. It's only 200 pages. Oh, and this is not a paid endorsement, it's just a hell of a book. Alright, let's boogie. First off, Bendis raises a great question. Who are you writing for? One of the fantastic things about this book is that Bendis conducts interviews with a variety of industry professionals, from artists to editors, from the creative side to the business side. And the one thing that is made clear is that you should have a clear understanding of who you are writing for. For comic book writers, your main audience isn't the public, it's the artist. A comic book writer's job is to ensure that the artist is given all the information they need in the cleanest, clearest way possible. You can have as much pop and dynamism in your writing as you want, but you must understand that the main objective is to provide information to the artist to let them do their job. For screenwriters, this rings true as well. There's no right or wrong way to write a script, but understand that the audience for your work is not the ticket buyers, it's the producers, the distributors, the decision makers who will decide whether or not to fund your project. It's the directors who will decide whether or not to work tirelessly, for years most likely, to create a shared vision of your work. It's the actors who will decide whether or not to breathe life into the characters and the dialogue. I learned this firsthand when I was writing my comic book inspired children's book, Little Lukey. Nobody was going to read my script except the illustrious illustrator, Jer Hankey. So I kept it concise and I spoke to him in the script. So make sure that you understand that your script's audience isn't exactly the same as the film's audience. Approaching decision makers. Another standout section of Words for Pictures is where Bendis interviews some of the biggest comic book editors in the business. He asks them what writers should do to get noticed, or some of the common pitfalls that creators fall down when they're trying to make a splash in the industry. I know this is mainly addressed in the comic book world, but again, this absolutely applies to screenwriting and filmmaking. Here's a snapshot of the insights they provide. Nothing is more persuasive than the work itself. It does not always have to look the best, but what matters is the voice behind it. Honesty and originality is the golden ticket here. So as John August and Craig Mazin hammered home in the Script Notes podcast, script structure and layout may benefit a great story, but it never turned a bad script good. Another note is that the killer of momentum is not being able to hit deadlines. If someone is going to try to work with you, be sure you keep up your end of the agreement and deliver when you said so. And without a doubt, do not drop out of communication with them. I've had this happen to me firsthand many times, and I pretty much agreed never to work with that person again. And more importantly, if asked, I cannot recommend that writer as someone who can deliver. Whatever is going on in your life, if you feel emotionally drained, if there's a sudden circumstance that just occurred, or if you're just afraid to commit, I'm telling you now, and believe this, hiding is not the answer. Another point to think of is do not wait for someone to find you. If you truly want to make it in this industry, then get out and start making it. Write your screenplay, connect and collaborate, but do not stop working. It is the single best way to get noticed. Plus, If you are as passionate and dedicated to your work as you want them to believe, nothing should be holding you back from doing it. And finally, one of the last chapters of Words for Pictures is also one of the most important lessons in this zany career of ours. Take care of the business side of your work. It may be boring, it may be convoluted, but it can really make or break a career. It sucks to say it, but in this industry, you probably know someone near your circle of colleagues that have lost the rights to their ideas or their work. And that's simply because they did not take the care and attention to ensure the proper documentation of their ideas or projects were put together. Or maybe they just didn't read the contract properly. This can happen if you aren't extra careful when it comes to contract negotiations. There's a great section in Words for Pictures where Bendis and his wife go through some of the main points to have confirmed in a contract. These points include audit rights, definition of property, dispute resolution, confidentiality, and loads more. One of the major takeaways I found was how Bendis was highlighting the importance of having a lawyer and an accountant. Oh, by the way, after reading this book, I gotta look into that too. Simply put, if you want to be in the business, then you have to make sure that you understand that it is a business. Okay, I think this is a good point to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you dig what you saw today, I definitely recommend checking out the whole book. You can find it wherever books can be found. And if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. You never know, the next video may be the one that shakes your whole career into action. Now, let's get to work, rascals.